All right, we are live. Mic check 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 3. All right, back to our regular Sundays here on deck at Travelers. Please let me know if you can hear me. We are trying out some new audio equipment and some new lenses here as well. Center me on that camera. Mic check. Okay, there we go. All right, we got some new camera equipment as well. So just working through the kinks here. Welcome everyone. Andrew, welcome. Thanks for joining. See, I don't think I need my glasses. It's not too sunny. So just a heads up, everyone. It is like super cloudy here. Yes, very cloudy, Donna. Let's see if we can. There we go. You see the rain. You see the clouds. We might have to scramble to set up inside, but we're ready. We're ready to do that fairly quickly. I can just switch to my computer, and then we'll reset on the inside. Turn it down. Yes. All right. Okay. I was told we have a little. It's pretty loud in the back. Can everybody hear me? Okay. Just want to make sure the background noise isn't too loud. We might ask our neighbors to turn it down a little bit. But anyway, good to be back. Flip that camera that way. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, still working through the kinks here. Let me know where everybody's from in the comments, please. I love hearing from people from all over the world and get an idea of where everybody is chiming in from. I certainly miss doing these the last few Sundays. It feels like forever, as a matter of fact. But very, very happy to be back. Thank you all for joining and coming back. It's like we never left, right? It's like we never left. Miami, Florida, welcome. Hello, Rachel. And just to let you know, I have no agenda for today, not through lack of preparation, but more so I kind of wanted to use it as more of a catch-up one. And then two, like I haven't been boots on the ground. You know, I usually have on-the-ground information to give you and to update everybody. And I haven't been here for a few weeks, so I don't want to give anybody any stale information or information that I myself cannot verify. So I decided to just have an open format today. So if you have any questions at all that you want to ask, start to line them up as we progress through the live stream today, and I'd be more than happy to help. Actually had 2 subscribers come in yesterday. They just showed up, sat down, we had lunch together, and they just drilled me with questions about moving here, about buying property, about living in Negril, as a matter of fact. And I loved it. You know, I loved it. Loved being able to give value and serve everybody in this community as best as I possibly can. So I would say more than anything else today, let me know of any questions that you have. I'd love to answer them and have a discussion and help as best as I can. So yeah, let me know where everybody is from, so we can put you up here on the message board on the big screen. Donna from Ottawa, welcome. Andrew from London, thank you for all your great messages, man, while I was away. Much appreciated. Mike from Montreal, welcome. Camille live from Kingston, awesome. Elvis in London, welcome. Nicola in Atlanta, hello. Veronica shooting in from Tampa, thank you, good to be back. Happy Sunday, country gal. Regatta from Jamaica, lives in New York, welcome. Where in New York are you, Regatta? If you care to share that information, I should say. It's Joan checking in from Memphis, Tennessee. Welcome. When are you coming by the hotel? October. Okay, I just said that. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Can't wait to have you. Can't wait to meet you. I will be here. Paula from London. Welcome. North Carolina in the house. Ingrid in Orlando. Sorry I missed you while you were here. Sorry I missed you while you were here, but it sounds like you had a good trip, so that's all that matters. But hopefully next time on your next trip we can link up, Ingrid. Let me know that again if the noise of the music is too loud in the background. I try to adjust the microphone as best as possible so you can't really hear it. But we will move forward accordingly. And for those who weren't here, it is cloudy out here, so we might need to scramble to kind of get out this seemingly inevitable rain, but we will keep our fingers crossed. Thank you, Jeff. Good to be back, man. Really, really happy to be back. Mary chiming in from St. Louis. Welcome. Awesome. Great to see so many familiar names. And I really did miss you guys. I honestly. And it was just so nice. It's just so nice to be back and to be back on our regular schedule here. And I was like, talking with my team and maybe get some feedback from you all. I actually want to do another live stream during the week, but I don't know what I would talk about. But I would want to make it a little bit of a different format than we have here on our Sundays, which I love being out here on the beach and in nature, so to speak, and sharing the environment with you all. But then the second live stream, I should say, I'd probably do it from my studio. It's just a little bit easier of a setup, more of just like a plug and play situation. But it's just more so, again, to just give more value to you all, and especially as we lead up to ThropX, get more feedback and also divulge more information as to how that is building up and building out. And that was actually one of the reasons why the two subscribers who came by yesterday came was because they wanted to sign up for ThropX. But everything is going through the website, which should be completed within the next 2 weeks. And of course, I will let everybody know when that happens. So again, if you have any ideas about what that second live stream could be about, I'm all ears, willing to try different things. But I definitely think we can, like from a capacity standpoint, we can do a second live stream during the week. Hey Pat, welcome from New Jersey. Hello, welcome. Hi Sheila, happy Sunday to you as well. Excuse me. I like this. Zoom questions from subscribers. Great suggestion. Great suggestion. Fitzroy from Florida, happy Sunday to you, man. Oh, second installment is coming out this week. I might give you. I'll just commit myself to the second installment because we might do 2 videos this week because I'm trying to make up for lost time. So more than likely we'll put out 2 productions this week, which I'm excited about. One Kingston and one not related to Kingston. So hoping to get both of those out this week. As a matter of fact, Sade, welcome back to you as well. Good to see you. Thank you for welcoming me back to the live stream and to Jamaica. Suzette, hello. Good to be back. Good to see you. Good to have you in the live stream. You're very welcome, Donna. All right. Looking forward to meeting you as well, Peter. And yes, I was in Sin City, Veronica. So I was in New York, Vegas, and then back to New York, and then back to Jamaica. Trip was awesome. So I guess I can share what the trip was all about. So it was part vacation, and then it was also part business. So I actually went out there to Vegas initially for a YouTube conference. So I was there for a YouTube conference for about 3 days, and ended up staying to the following weekend to meet up with my childhood friends, as I posted in the community page. And both were like super fun. And like the idea behind the YouTube conference was like really is just like, how can I become a better YouTuber? How can I really service my audience, the community that we are building together here, better and more efficiently? And made some great connections as far as networking, and then also just learned a lot, particularly not so much on the creator side, I would say more so on the business side of YouTube, and more on like the process. It was a very process oriented, I would say, conference, and there were some great speakers. Gary Vee was a keynote speaker at the end of it, which is awesome. I'm not sure how many people know him, but he's definitely one of the people that I follow most, and try to emulate in a way, in far as branding, content creation, work ethic, that sort of thing. So I get a lot of inspiration from him. That's like the maybe second or third time I saw him speak. So that was really cool and super super inspiring, and really really well worth it. And I came back with just, especially when you go to these conferences and you go to these networking events, you just come back with like so much energy and just like ready to work and ready to take things to the next level. And so that was definitely no difference when I left and completed that conference. So really excited to implement a lot of the tactics and information that I learned from the conference. And if there are any Jamaican YouTubers who are listening to this or watching this, I definitely encourage you to consider going to a YouTube conference of, or maybe it's a conference that one of your favorite creators puts on, right? And the way I look at it is like, man, if all of us collectively as Jamaican YouTubers can really level up as YouTubers and really bring impactful, valuable information and videos to about Jamaica, perhaps to Jamaicans and to the world, as a matter of fact, it's going to make all of us do better. And the way I look at it is the rising tide lifts all ships, right? And so, if there's any information that I learn as a Jamaican YouTuber and I can pass on to my fellow colleague YouTubers, Jamaican YouTubers, absolutely. Because to me, the way I look at it is like, we're not necessarily in competition with each other. There's more than enough attention, and the pie is big enough for all of us. But I would say that we are in competition with other countries and other YouTubers from other countries. And so if we can collectively gather more eyeballs and more attention to Jamaica and to Jamaican YouTube, then we are all better off. And I think we can do that through elevating the quality of our videos, elevating the quality of the content and value that we bring to our selective and collective audiences. The more eyeballs are going to come on Jamaica, and like, hey, and like the more people who may not even have considered either coming to Jamaica to visit, or maybe even being exposed to you as a Jamaican YouTuber, I think is the better. Like, the more eyeballs, the better. So again, just like my little piece of advice for any Jamaican YouTuber who's out there, I really encourage people to go to these conferences, because you just learn so much. So I'm actually going to another one later this year, as a matter of fact. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But I plan to go to another one in the fall, which will be more creative, creator oriented, as a matter of fact, as opposed to this one being more business oriented. And then, so that was the conference. If anybody has any questions about that, please let me know. But after that, the following weekend, I was in Vegas still, but it was more of vacation with my childhood friends, and some of them I've known since I was in kindergarten, as a matter of fact, maybe before kindergarten, and we're still, I'm 38 now, and we're still friends. So it was a really awesome reunion. Had so much fun out there in Vegas and in Sin City, and it was a fun partying trip, but it was also like a fun rebonding, rekindling trip with my friends. And as you know, with the pandemic, a lot of, not, I've seen some of them, but we've been apart from each other for literally years, and this was like our first time all of us getting together. And it's just such a blessing that we were even able to do that, even under the circumstances and with everybody being busy and doing this and doing that in their own lives. Some of my friends, have kids and married and all that. So it was a tough trip to put together logistically, but everything worked out, and it was just a lot of fun. And then after that, went to New York, back to New York, I should say, because I was originally I went to New York before Vegas. I was supposed to run the Brooklyn half, but I actually injured my ankle a few weeks before in training, so I could have ran it, but it would have been, I probably would have jeopardized the Vegas trip and maybe have been on crutches. Like, I know I could have run it, but I would have been limping around afterwards. So I decided to listen to my mom and then also listen to my coach, who's just like, it's probably not worth it. And so I pulled out of that race, and that was at the end of May. We're talking here. And so after we did Vegas, and then after Vegas, came back to New York and hung out there for about a week or so. Was it a week or maybe less than a week? And went to what Bon Iver concert. I don't know if anybody knows that band, but it's a band that I like and enjoy. So I went with one of my friends, which is cool. And then I also stayed over on my last day. That was like the main reason for staying over, was for a charity event in Brooklyn for the neighborhood technical assistance, and it's a nonprofit for nonprofits, and it's ran by Dr. Valerie Dura, and it's an event I try to go to every year if I can. In the last couple of years, it's been virtual because of the pandemic, of course. So it was nice to have another in person. The sun is starting to come out, it's starting to get warm. Oh wow, look at those clouds! I didn't even turn around. Yeah, it's definitely getting rainy out there. We'll keep an eye on that. Anyway, they so I was there for the charity event for Dr. Dura for the Neighborhood Technical Assistance charity, and they help a lot of nonprofits in New York City, and they actually gave the Caribbean Man of the Year award to Michael Flanagan, who is Jamaican, and I thought that was a very proud moment for us as Jamaican. It was like a pretty big deal. The Mayor Adams was there, as a matter of fact, and he gave a speech, and he gave a speech. That's actually how I met him many years ago, before he was a mayor, at this gala, at this function fundraiser that they have. And so it was a really special event for me to be a part of. And then here at Travelers, we actually are part of the sponsorship, so we give away a room as part of their silent auction. So it was a wonderful event to be going back to in person. It's a wonderful organization that I am happy to be a part of and be affiliated with. And that's kind of, in a roundabout way, has been my New York trip. And now I'm back here and back trying to get this content out. We have a lot lined up, trying to get things going, and that's an update. And also, I want to thank you all for like so many like lovely messages when I put out on the community page that I was in Vegas and I was with my childhood friends, and that really meant a lot to me. I wasn't expecting that. Of course, this is a lovely community, but just the overwhelming well wishes and everybody saying, take your time, take a break, you deserve it, etc. That really meant a lot to me, and so I really want to. I'm pretty sure I thanked everybody in comments, but I also want to thank you here on the live stream for your kind words and well wishes, and it's just so motivating just to read those messages, and it made me miss you all even more. The reading those messages and hearing from you, and it just shows that how much you care and how much this community means to you. And again, it was just super motivating reading all those wonderful messages. And I just was, after I put it out, I'm like, man, I just want to get back. And it was after the conference as well, so it was like super motivating and inspirational. But now I'm here, and now I can actually put in the work and really give back to this community and give back to you. So thank you again for those lovely comments on the community page. All right, so let's get to the comments here. We got a few that came in. Yes, and we hit 20,000 subscribers. Awesome. All thanks to you. All thanks to you. 20,000. Thank you, Sade, for bringing that up. Yeah, big milestone, huge milestone. Who would have thought? All right, let's just go in order here, and I will just come on down. Ocean. So there's no topic. There's no agenda today. I was just giving everybody an update on my trip and how it went. So that's we haven't really gotten into anything. Just a quick update on how that went. Yep, it was a great conference, Donna. Excellent, excellent conference. All right, Sheila, she says, how about live stream about buying affordable real estate and homes for expats looking to relocate? So, for those just joining, I had put out the question of a topic or subject matter for a second live stream because I want to do a second weekly live stream that would be probably maybe in the evenings, sometime during the week, and just looking for like a theme, if you will, for that live stream. And it wouldn't be out here on the deck. It would more than likely be in my studio, just a much easier setup, plug and play. But it would just be me just talking about a particular topic and hopefully either answering your questions or maybe somebody else had suggested getting questions from the community and answering them directly during that live stream. And I think that's a great idea. That would give me like if I collect questions 3-4 days before, give me time to do a little bit of research and then come and speak about it, whatever it is. Or maybe I already know the subject or topic and I can just kind of dive into it. Good suggestion. Let me open up a notes page here and I can write some of this down. I don't want to do that. Miss this, I should say. Okay, buying affordable housing for expats. Yeah, maybe we can look into maybe some real estate deals that are out there and discuss them and have an idea about just looking into it, like from just a web version. Obviously, I won't go to these places, but I could bring them to the forefront and we can discuss them. Okay, good suggestion. Thank you, Sheila. All right, let's give you some beach vibes there. Yep, you're right. Learning is lifelong. I am a firm believer in that. Jamaican and Zambia says everybody notice we no matter where we go. Thank you, Angel. Rocco and Lori. I've heard people purchasing a business in Jamaica, such as small hotel, may gain citizenship. Are you aware of this? Chipaway Village was for sale. Will this be a topic at Drop X? I don't know of that. Getting getting citizenship. I was actually having a discussion with a guest and now subscriber here yesterday about that. So him and his partner are looking to purchase a business here as well, and they're worried about staying here for an extended period of time, and so I will make note of that as well. So I'll write that down and get you an answer on that, Rocco. Seeing that that's a topic that many people are interested in, and I don't know what the pathway to that is. I know, you know what? Let me not say anything. I don't know what that pathway is. I know Jamaica, from my experience and from talking to other people, Jamaica is very open to business and very open to foreign business and foreign investors, and from large to small. And Negril is a real microcosm example of that. There are many small businesses here that are owned and operated by people who are not Jamaican. And so I don't know exactly their circumstances or their situation, but they're here, which just tells me that there is a way and there is an avenue to to fulfill that. And I'm not sure if they have citizenship or their work permit or whatever it is, but I will get back to you on that. Thank you for that, Rocco and Lori. Sheila says, I've been to Ochi Montego Bay and Negril. Negril is my speed. Would love to build there. Tiny there. Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity here, I'd say, to build. A lot of land available, both not so much on. There is land available on the beach, as Rocco stated before. Chippewa Village was recently sold. It was for sale for a bit, and it recently sold. But there are many opportunities. Negril is, in my opinion, extremely underdeveloped and just a diamond in the rough in many ways. And so, just something to take into consideration when you are canvassing Jamaica as to where you might invest or want to settle down. And kind of going off of the conversation I was having with two subscribers that stopped by yesterday, one of the things I always suggest to people who are considering moving to Jamaica, whether you spend significant time here in like one location or if you've gone away for a bit and you are considering coming back, is to explore the island a little bit and to get a feel of the vibe of each area or each town or tourist resort town that you might be considering, and see what the vibe is, because I guarantee it's probably very different. One, if you have been away from a while, and so it's probably very different from when you used to live here or when you were here on a more permanent basis. And then two, it's like, and I learned this my own personal way, is like living and vacationing in a place is completely two different things. So if you can spend a little bit more significant time in Jamaica before making that leap, huge. I mean, I think that's a good piece of advice that you may want to consider to follow. Rocco asks, "What is planned for Negril for Jamaica 60?" I actually don't know. I mean, there's Dream Weekend for sure, but as far as like a community, Chamber of Commerce, Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Association, I don't know of any particular specific plans, but I will look out and see if I hear anything in that regards. But I know there is Dream Weekend happening for sure, and it's probably going to be crazy in terms of the amount of people who are coming down for that. So, for those that don't know, Dream Weekend is I would call it a music festival. It's over 6 days, and in many ways, Negril gets shut down. So this is end of July into August through Emancipation and Independence, and it kind of shuts down the grill in a way, because literally have thousands of people coming in here, brings in a tons of people, tons of business, and it's great, especially if you're a young person and you're engaging and participating in these parties. It's fantastic, but the roads are crazy. I know a lot of owners and a lot of people who live in Negril. That time they're gone. They leave Negril, and I don't blame them, because it's crazy. It's very hectic. And you just need to be, if you are going to be here and you are going to stay and you're not part of the Dream Weekend crowd, you just need to be strategic about how you move on the road. And so you want to basically go before and way after the party. So, for me, I am home before dinner every single night. So like I try to get home by like before the sun sets. That's like my goal every day during Dream Weekend, because otherwise you're literally going to take probably two, depending on the night, 2 or 3 hours to get home. And like, if I should say, to traverse the 7 mile strip here, Norman Manley Boulevard, which, as you know, probably, to do the whole thing normally is 15 minutes. So that kind of gives you an idea of the type of traffic. But that is Dream Weekend. It's a staple calendar event that we have here in Negril. Some people look forward to it, some people don't. But at the end of the day, it's great for business. All right, let's keep going with these comments. They are rolling in. I'm going to start speeding up a little bit. Peter says, I returned to Jamaica and purchased a home in Negril. I love my life in Jamaica. Awesome. Congrats, Peter. That's what I like to hear. Congratulations. That's magnificent. Sheila says, "Drop your feed is premium quality, the best I've ever seen." Thank you so much. We try to step up the production value. Got to tip my hat to my production team here, Ali and Dollar Sign. They really make this possible. I used to do this by myself, and it was terrible. So it's great to have team members on here to really make this possible and make it a lot easier for me. Cloud Chong says, "Is there availability of travelers this July? Is July a good month to visit Negril?" July is a good month to visit Negril. We are, I won't say we're fully booked. We have a very high occupancy through July, and especially in Dream Weekend. I don't think we have, I'm almost certain, I don't even got to check the reservation system. I don't think we have anything available. Excuse me. I don't think we have anything available during Dream Weekend. So I would suggest, I'm going to throw in the comments if you can text this number. So this is the traveler's WhatsApp number, and you can either call or WhatsApp this number, and they can help you out with any direct questions about booking or availability. So I'm gonna throw that in the comments, and let's see if we can pin it. And I started. So yeah, so feel free if you want bookings or have any questions about bookings or availability, you can WhatsApp that number there. Thank you for your interest in staying with us. Definitely always appreciate when anybody stays here, but of course you, the subscribers, man, it's just so nice to meet you all. And I also say this maybe I'm just self-conscious, not maybe I am self-conscious about this. Hold on, let me get a quick drink. I'm self-conscious about this, but if anybody sees me wherever, like, I would love to meet you. I just want to make that like abundantly clear. I'd love for you to say hello, and I love hearing from wherever you excuse me, from wherever you are. And don't be afraid to say hello. I like to think I'm a very friendly guy. My dad tells me that I can come across as unapproachable sometimes, which I am not unapproachable. I'm very approachable, but he thinks my demeanor sometimes can come across as like, oh no, he doesn't want anybody to talk to him. But that's not true. And I'm going to continue to remind everybody this and remind the subscribers that that's not the case. And maybe I'm looking, I don't know, maybe I'm focused on whatever it is I'm doing or wherever I'm going, but never too busy to say hello. Like, absolutely not. I was actually in Prospect Park last week. I was on a run, and I was literally running, and somebody ran up to me while I was running, had a quick conversation, met them. Dude, Denzel, if you're listening or you see this, appreciate you saying hello. And always, like, even in those situations, like, I definitely appreciate meeting you all and saying hello. And like I said, even yesterday, had a couple of subscribers come by. They just wanted to pop in. I happened to be here, happened to be having lunch, and we sat down and had a convo. So I don't want to be and come across as unapproachable, as my dad has said. So I've been a little self-conscious about that, and I just wanted to kind of put it out there and make sure that that's not the case. So please say hello. That's what is long story short. All right, let's keep going here. Thank you, Sophia. Good to be back. Thank you, Ebony. Thank you so much. Thank you. Very nice to be back. Sade says, please interview some more repeats and expats who started businesses. Let me write that down. Okay. Great suggestion. Thank you for that. Marva, welcome. Chiming in all the way from England. Good to be back. Donna says, "Hey, Throp, your subscribers are growing. I have spread the word as well." Thank you so much, Donna. Thank you very, very much. I really do appreciate that. Calvin, thank you, man. Good to be back. Thank you, Calvin. Janet, missed you too. Good to be back. The amazing M&G, welcome. Thank you. Good to see you. Peter says you don't need a citizenship to operate a business. That is absolutely correct. You do not need a citizenship to own a business here or invest in Jamaica. Andrew says to purchase property in Negril, I just needed a TRN. That's right. And this is the discussion I was having with those folks yesterday, is that that's the only thing that I know of that you need to open a bank account, start a business, and it's very easy to get a TRN, the tax registration number. It's the best way I could equivocate that to is through a social security number, but it's not as like, you know, how you have to really hide your social security number and keep it in your head. It's not as serious as that, but it's just a way of tracking you as a tax paying individual. And so you basically need that to do any sort of business in Jamaica. And and don't quote me on this, but I'm almost certain you can actually do this online and get your TRN. But if I'm wrong, you can actually go to your local tax office. So here in Westmoreland, our tax office is in Sav, and very 1, 2, 3, you get it same day, same time. You get that TRN number. So very easy to get. All you really need. Hello again, MNG. Yep, I missed Hutchinson. I missed Jamaica too. I really did. All right, Ingrid asks, "Hey Throb, can you give us a list of Black-owned businesses in Jamaica, from hotels to stores, where we can support? I think we should be intentional about buying from Black-owned businesses." Well, I would say I can tell you Negril. I mean, I can get like from a Negril perspective. Most of the small businesses here are Jamaican owned. The hotels, they vary, and I'd be more than happy to provide that. If that's what you want to support, for sure. And I'm a big supporter of supporting local businesses here. Even though I patronize every business here. A lot of foreign-owned businesses as well. And if you do, I mean, anybody, of course, if you're investing in Jamaica, you'd expect local support. And to me, if you are in business here, not just Negril, but I say in Jamaica, and you just have a good business and you have a good service and you have a good product, people are going to buy it, regardless of that. But I'm going to write that down. So I got that down, Ingrid. Donna Marie, greetings from Georgia. Will your resort do anything special for the Independence celebration? No, we're not. As far as I know, I don't think we're doing anything special. Like, we have our normal lineup. I will double back on that, double check on that. But as far as I know, that's we have Dream Weekend, which is going to be a lot as is, and the most of the people who are at our hotel, they're coming specifically for that, and they have their own agendas set for that week, 6 days, almost a week. And most people, again, are going to be participating in Dream Weekend. So it might not make too much sense for us to do anything, but I can double check on that to make sure, to see if that is the truth. But that would be my assumption. Peter says, "I'm willing to assist anyone trying to relocate to Negril." So hit Peter up, folks, because he recently bought a place here in Negril. Donna Maria asks, "Will your production team offer classes to youth anytime in the future?" That's the plan. That's actually a part of the bigger picture, and that's something that I want to. And I was talking to my dad about this yesterday, as a matter of fact, not only on the production side, but also on the YouTube content creation side. And I think Jamaica really, really needs to move in that direction, because there is just so much potential in the talents that we have here, one, and then there's so much potential in terms of earnings and being an independent creator being an independent freelancer. And it's just a matter of like opening the eyes to young people, and more specifically opening the eyes to administrators of education and opportunity. Because, and that's one thing that I learned from the YouTube conference as well, is like YouTube is, it's like it's still in like the infantile stages. As much as we see these big creators with millions of followers, some even at 100 million followers, which is crazy. Like some of those creators are going to be at 1 billion followers one day, right? And so the growth aspect of it is just, it's just tremendous. And it's just the sooner that we can, when I say we, I'm thinking Jamaica and young Jamaicans particularly, get into that mindset. It's just like, man, it's going to be so great for the country. And it's great for people, for young people to learn traditional trades like plumbing, electricity, or even traditional professional professions like being a doctor, being a lawyer. Like those things are needed, those services are needed and are great, but everybody doesn't fit into those squares, so to speak. And if there are more creative people or creative minds, we can push them into direction where they can be their own boss and they can earn their money from the internet and they can earn their money from Google. It's like, why not? Why not? And so that's one thing I was discussing with my dad, is actually implementing a program in our nonprofit organization that is focused on digital media and is focused on content creation, because that is a big, will be a big part of our future as humans, as Jamaicans. And I think we need to really need to start pushing this as much as we possibly can. And the country, the organization, the town, whatever that gets into this sooner, like they stand to benefit the most. And especially with young people, I think they're going to benefit even more from this. And it's just something I think we just need to continue to start having these conversations and continue to, I wouldn't say continue, because I don't really even see that really happening from an education and administrative standpoint. But it's just something that I know that I'm going to do and I will do as soon as like we really get settled here, as far as the company goes, and as far as the my YouTube channel here goes, which is going to take probably a few more months, I'd say. Definitely, I would say at least till the end of the year, but hopefully early 2023 will be a little bit more settled, where we can start taking on these projects of educating the youth and opening their eyes to content creation. And Jamaicans are very creative and very innovative, and I know they would thrive, absolutely thrive in this space. It's just a matter of opening their eyes to it and then equipping them with the skill set, the basic fundamental skill sets, and then they can go on to learn the more granular aspects of being creators. Donna McKenzie, a lot of Donnas in here today. Welcome, all Donnas. Donna McKenzie says, hello, Thrive. Greetings from Toronto, Canada. My first catching you live. I love your show and definitely will check you out when I'm in Jamaica. Blessings, one love, bro. Awesome. We'll love to meet you, Donna. Thank you for hopping on the live and welcome to your first Drop live stream on the deck. Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you so much. Peter Branhan says it is important to get a national ID. This will be the new requirement to open a bank account and do business. Yeah, I need to get a national ID. I don't have one. And I've been here. I've been here 16 years. I know, crazy to. Maybe I shouldn't even be saying that, but I have my Jamaican passport and all that other stuff. But it's a good idea to have a national ID, and I actually encourage this. It's a great point, Peter. I encourage this line or direction that the country is going in. It's just make like officializing everything a little bit more as a country, and this is the direction that we should be heading in. Um, and the reason why I brought up the my assumption of getting the TRN online is because like when I was registering my business here is like I thought I'd have to go to the tax office and do this. Everything is online, and I was so impressed with that. And it's through the tax administration of Jamaica website. I was able to do everything. Even I did the when I registered my event, my event when I registered my company through. Uh, Man, I'm hungry. I think that's why my brain is messing up here. Through the corporate office of Jamaica. I might be wrong on that organization, but the government branch that you need to register your company with, I did that also online. I didn't have to go to Kingston. I sent them my paperwork. There is an agent that I worked through, and I did everything from here in Negril. Did everything from right here, and then I mentioned with the tax and TRN, which I got that actually through registration, but through like everything that I needed to go through with the tax administration office of Jamaica, everything online, which I was super super impressed with that because when me and my brothers came here with our business, my dad had already done all this, and we're used to even going down a lot of the times to the when I was involved with travelers, I just used to going down to the tax office, standing in line, meeting with the tax agent, and working through whatever. But it's just so awesome to see that a lot you can do so much online and through the website. And then the second aspect of that is like I forget what I was having trouble with, but I didn't understand something, and I ended up calling the number, and I was like, oh my god, I'm going to be on hold forever. It's going to be another bank situation. Absolutely not. I was literally on hold for a few minutes. The lady that I spoke with, super, super, extremely professional. And she was very patient with me, walked me through the website um, to do register this and register that. Like they had it laid out, but it just wasn't clear to me what to do. And I was impressed. I was to say the least. Working through the website and also with the professionalism of the tax officer that I spoke with on the phone. And so that's just a super thumbs up to the administration and also the direction that the country is heading in. And that's something that I'm really happy and proud to report. Thank you for your comment, Peter. All right. Just kind of going through comments. How do you apply for TRN from overseas? Do I need a Jamaican passport? No, you do not need a Jamaican passport for a TRN. And again, I'll reiterate as that I'm not. I believe you can get your TRN online, but I am not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure. But if I will try to get that, let me write that down. I will try to confirm that information and get back to you. And if you can't, like I said, you can go to your local tax administration office in your local parish here. Maybe you're not here, Ebony, but maybe next time when you come on vacation, maybe spend half a day or something getting that done. Donna says, can non-residents Jamaicans get a national ID? I don't know. I will try to find that out. I want actually come to think of it, I want to say yes. Yeah, you can. Yes, you can. You can, because I know people who've done that. And I'm speaking specifically for driver's license, which counts as a national ID, right? So for a driver's license, you can you don't have to be a resident here because yeah, you don't need a resident. I can confirm that. Peter says you can apply for a TRN online. Gotcha. Okay, and then Peter's clearing something up for me. National IDs for Jamaicans who are eligible to vote. Okay, so I was speaking specifically to a driver's license. So I don't. Maybe that's two different things: driver's license and a national ID. I thought a driver's license counted as a national ID, but I know for a driver's license, you don't have to be a resident to get that. Elvis says you can fill in a TRN via online, but still need to send your documents via snail mail if you're based overseas. Once they receive your documents, the process takes about 4 to 6 weeks. Great information. Awesome, awesome. Love this community. Thank you for that, Elvis. Also apply for an NIS card. Also good to have. That's right. Agreed. And Elvis says your documents need to be certified by Notary Republic. Notary Public. All right. Sorry, just scrolling through. So NIS is for your. Well, sorry. I know somebody. I'm trying to look for it. Somebody asked about the NIS. I've been asked for NIS card, your national insurance card. So it's part of the statutory deduction. So you have PAYE, NIS, NHT, and HART. So those are the standard statutory deductions if you're employed here in Jamaica, and that's part of what you have to what you have to contribute. What you have to contribute as an employed person in Jamaica. All right. Diana says, "Watch you all the time. Love your content. Have been thinking of buying property for a while, but fearful of crime. I moved to Houston from Jamaica at age 17. I think you should buy property here. But I'm sure, like I always say, like even the conversation that I was having with the folks yesterday, the crime is real here. It's happening. There's no question about it when you look at statistics. But in general, generally speaking, it's usually concentrated. It's I would say it's not random. I will say that it's not random. It's Jamaica is not a place where you're gonna you need to be fearful of being pickpocketed or robbed or shot at just like randomly. Like that's not the kind of place Jamaica is, and that's not for the most part generally generalizing again that in terms of the crime that is happening here. And so just keep that in mind. And then I will always say, even to visitors and people who are staying here at the hotel, as you traverse the beach and the roads, especially at night, just use the same cautionary measures that you would use in your own hometown. Especially if you're from, a place like New York or Brooklyn, you want to maintain the same vigilance as you would there. And so just that's what I just mostly tell people, especially who are visiting. And I think that goes for the same for if you're living here as well. But that a valid concern. I'm not dispelling your concerns at all. What do you think about the new Jamaican digital currency? I mean, it's the way of the future, and I'm glad to see Jamaica is like on top of this, even from like traditional banks, right? A lot is moving, and I can see, I don't know how many people use like Cash App or Venmo or anything like that. I can see Jamaica moving into a situation where you're just transferring from phone to phone. Because even now, like I'm with Scotia, and a lot of things that I do, like I really just do on my phone. And like if I'm doing like a one-on-one business with somebody or even with a company, I'll just send payments like right through my phone from and you don't even have to be like a Scotia account. It could be an NCB account. I can send that with my phone very easily, right on the spot. They get a receipt. They also receive it on their end as well. So just in general, the country from a digital finance perspective, it's moving in the right direction and moving forward. We're not definitely not as cashless as say like the United States, but slowly starting to move in that direction. This is a good suggestion. Chelsea says you should wait for the rollout of the new ID card that will incorporate your driver's license and your TRN. Good suggestion. I guess I will wait for that. I've been doing this long without a national ID of any sort. We will just wait for the new ones to come out. Miss Perfectly Imperfect. I hear everything takes long in Jamaica. It's a turnoff, honestly. There are some things that do take a while here. I'm not going to lie. I know we like bash the banks a lot here. for whatever reason. But that is like, I would say, the most prominent example of things that take long here. But from like a bureaucratic standpoint too, like there are some things like, with the government agencies, but there are, like I said, I was very pleasantly surprised with the tax administration office and my experience with them. I thought that was great. So things are moving forward, but it's just one of those things. I would say, anytime you go somewhere to another part of the world, or whether it's like a developing country, or whether it's even a first world country, so to speak, they're going to do things differently, and things may not be up to your liking or to your expectation of what is back home or wherever you are. But it's going to be different. And I think even moving to Jamaica, and I was having this discussion with somebody the other day about, everything's not going to be the same when you move to Jamaica as you were in Europe or you were in New York. And it's just a matter of like you making a decision of weighing the pros and the cons. I was talking to the gentleman and his wife yesterday who want to move to Jamaica, and they want to start a business. And one of the main reasons he's moving here is because of like the one, the racism that he experienced in New York growing up and even to this day, and then two, like the stress of New York and the city. And he lives in Atlanta now, but like his story is just very interesting, and it's just he feels at peace here, and is waiting in line at the bank an hour longer than you would have in New York worth your peace. That's for you to answer. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just like, I'd rather deal with the sirens and the hustle and bustle of New York so I can get through the bank 10 minutes faster, or 15 minutes in 15 minutes and 10 minutes, as opposed to an hour or maybe 2 hours, and just being honest. And so I think that's just something to, options and equations that you have to weigh for yourself in terms of moving here and living here. And then also just kind of understanding and accepting certain things. And I always use myself as an example. I thought I came with a really bad approach and a really bad attitude to Jamaica in terms of bringing my American ways here and American ways of doing things. And I very slowly and stubbornly realized that like I'm not going to change certain things, and there are certain aspects of living here that are cultural, and I can only control what I can control. And there's no point in me trying to control that is something completely out of my control. And it was really the banking situation that had taught me that lesson. And so when I did go to the bank a year after being stubborn and being very, very frustrated, and I realized like the only person that I'm frustrating is myself, and being angry at how long this line takes. And this is like, all right, how can I turn this negative into a positive? And like, how can I layer it with making it a productive hour and a half waiting in line, or getting things done? And so, bring an audiobook, bring something to read, answer some emails, whatever it is. But know that you being mad and upset that it's taking so long is just like, there's nothing you can do. We've written letters, we've had conversations with bank managers, and I'm talking this for years. And I'm not saying it's not going to change. I'm not saying that at all. I do believe it will. I do think Jamaica is on a trajectory to get better. But the bank is a microcosm example of sometimes how things take a long time. And also it's just like, we can get into the bureaucratic aspects of doing things down here from a paperwork perspective, but we can also save that for a later date. But that's just my little piece of advice as it relates to living here, doing business here, along those lines. I hope that was helpful. But thank you for your comment, Miss Perfectly Imperfect. Oh, Gavin says he'll be here on Tuesday. Awesome. Looking forward to seeing you. I will be here. Funk Bringer, welcome home, Throp. I'm back in Canada, but I'm going to run it back in a couple months. Awesome. I'm so sorry that I missed you, man. But we will get together on your next trip for sure. Peter says the NIS is a monthly contribution you make if you are employed or self-employed. This provides you with pension at retirement. That's right. Mrs. Parker asks, how long have I been living here? I've been living here 16 years, which is crazy. 16 years I've been living here. Can't believe that. But it's been 16 good years. So I got to eat some M&Ms. This is my lunch. Marie, Marie D, welcome. As Villa Travels asks, is there a way to make changes to your TRN online? For example, I have one but need to change my last name on it. It was since changed since I got my TRN years ago. I'm unsure. Let me see. I don't know, Peter, if you know the answer to that question, but I will write that down. I'll write that down. And I guess I will put the answers to these, like as soon as I find out the answers to these questions that we have, I'll put them in the community page because I know if one person is asking, I'm sure many other people are are wondering about the same thing. Synthwave Pro, thank you, man. Thank you. Good to be back. Good to see you here. Thanks for joining the live stream. Appreciate it. Maridi, you can go to the tax administration website. That's your best bet to get all like the discussion that we're having on taxes, TRN, NIS. Maybe not NIS, but TRN. You can get there at the tax administration office. Arlene, thank you. Good to be back. Ebony says I came to Jamaica last summer on an expired Jamaican passport and came back to the U.S. on expired. Actually, I did the same thing. This whole COVID thing, like I couldn't get any of my passports renewed. Everything, even my driver's license, expired. Like all in the same year. It's pretty insane. So I feel you on that, Ebony. Ebony says crime in New York is out of control. Yeah, my mom was telling me a lot of things about there, and she was worried about me going out and making sure I was okay there. Yeah, I heard a lot of craziness there. Gavin says 2 more days till I'm on that beach. Can't come sooner. Awesome. Let's get you the beach view right there. Jordan says had an awesome stay at Travelers 2 weeks ago. Good to have you back. Oh, happy you were able to make it here. Sorry I missed you. Veronica says I totally agree, and that surely turns me off. I'm assuming you're talking about the wait or how long it takes to get things done here sometimes. Fair enough, fair enough. Mrs. Parker says, unless you know someone, be prepared to wait a long time. Yeah, we will not sugarcoat that at all. Jeff says, one more thing on digital currency. I've heard that the government and large resorts will start to pay employees in digital currency. Have you heard of this? No, I haven't. First I'm hearing. First I'm hearing. I guess I got to look into this. Pretty interesting stuff. Let me write that down as a matter of fact. Got a lot to look up after this. You guys give me some work. No problem, though. No problem. We're all learning together. Donna says the banking system in Jamaica sometimes makes absolutely no sense. Unimaginable red tape. Oh, I know. And you just have to get past it. You know, you don't really have a lot of choice, especially like if you're doing like a loan or whatever. Like I have a friend that's kind of really going through it now, and it's kind of like, what are you gonna do? You know, and that's one thing I mentioned before. It's like being here and especially doing business here, you have to be persistent. Like you cannot let up It's not like in some other places in the world where, oh, you send in your application, are you sending this and it's done? Like, no, no, no. Like, you have to follow up and you have to follow through. And I become like an expert at that being here, because if you don't, whatever you want or need to get done may not get done. So that's just one thing to keep in mind, and just keeping it 100% transparent on the something, an experience that you might go through. This is perfectly good. Perfect says, thanks for your reply. Ideally, I'd split my time between the U.S. and another Caribbean country. I guess once you have the expectation that things will take long, it will help reduce frustration. Yep, and I've been there. I've been there. And, like I said, don't be like me. Don't take over a year to get to that point. It took me a really, really long time to get to that point. Angel 69. I remembered when I was doing my mom's funeral, I was given 100,000 and 1,000 bills, $1,000 bills. Yep, that's pretty normal. You're welcome, Sheila. Peter says, if you change your last name, you are not required to change your TRN. So, no, welcome. Good to see you. It's been a while. And yes, good reminder. Please hit the like button. I definitely appreciate that. Donna Marie says, Stop Your Channel has accelerated my plans to move home. Born in Jamaica, raised in Brooklyn, lived in Kenya for a year as a volunteer teacher. I'm able to adapt to my environment. Thank you. Awesome. Awesome. I want to get to Kenya at some point. I actually want to train. Like, I want to train there. My brother went there. He just did. He not just, but a few years ago, he did Kilimanjaro. But I want to go there to train. Like, that's where all the Africans and a lot of people from around the world, they train for marathons there. Best long distance runners in the world come from Kenya. But that's awesome, and I'm glad to have been of assistance to you. And I hope I continue to be of assistance to you on your journey to move here, and give you as much value as I possibly can in terms of information, and maybe pointing you in the right direction or pointing you in the right direction of professional help if you need. But congrats, Donna. Awesome. Miss Parker, if you're talking to me, I have not. I'm. Hold on, got a little audio situation. The music went up a little bit in the background, so I just lowered my mic. Hopefully, you can still hear me. It looks like you. Let me know if you have any issues. No, I'm still renting here, and the place that I live, I was like, when I first moved in, like, oh, I'll do a year, 2 years, then I'll buy property, and then I'll build my house. And however many years later, I'm still renting, which is cool. I'm fine with that. I get to that at some point. I get to that at some point. Donna T. Golden Frankson says, welcome back. You were missed, but I got to ask, when will be the next Kingston video coming up? Oh, no problem. Fair question. This week. So we'll definitely be releasing the second video this week. And I'm going to try to actually do 2 videos this week. But you'll get the Kingston one this week. Promise. Frankie, promise. A long time coming, I know. I'm sorry. Sheila says, I'm switching my plans for Ghana next month. I'm coming to Jamaica instead. Please do. We'd love to have you. Awesome. Yes, hit that like button. Definitely helps out a lot. Chelsea asks, could you shed some light on what is going on with the morass area in Negril? Sure. This coconut is going forever. I'm not complaining. Right. So I don't know if some people saw, this might be what you're referring to, but either last week or the week before, the morass was burning here in Negril. I don't think you can see it. So it's kind of, if you look to the right, no. to the right of your screen, like beyond the coastline and beyond the trees in the back. Behind that is the Great Morass. And I forgot I actually have a drone video. So I will show you the drone video, and you can see if when you look past the hotels and the shoreline, you will see the Great Morass. And that was burning a couple of weeks ago. But it or last week. It pretty much happens every year. That the morass burns. As a matter of fact, oh no, I'm starting to feel some raindrops. Hold on one second, everybody. We might have to make a quick move. We might have to move inside. One second. Okay. All right. All right. We're gonna see what we can do. We're gonna see if we can hold out, but we might have to pack everything up and go inside, which there is room. It's not a problem. But anyway, all right. So the Great Morass. So the morass was actually okay. We got to move. So I'm just gonna switch to the computer, and I will continue the question inside. Oh, the rain is coming real quick. One sec, everybody. Anything else? Anything you want me to carry? You got everything? All right. All right, we got to scramble. One sec. Yeah, he's got. Yeah, just anything. Yeah, just yeah, those are fine. Just electronic. Yeah. There we go.
The cables?
Cables are fine. Yeah.
Leave this?
Yeah, that's fine. All right. Oh, take the. Thank you very much.
No problem. I didn't know about your channel.
Yeah.
I subscribe to it now.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mine is, I have one that's swimming. But I don't know, I guess I would love to sit up and do live streaming like yourself.
I'm still on it right now. Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah.
And it's good what you're doing. You're selling Jamaica.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, what a rush.
Oh, here's four.
Thank you. All right, computer's still working. Let's switch. Okay. Thank you. Can everybody still hear me okay? Hopefully. I think everything is working still. That rain came very fast. All right. Back on it. I can't really tell if we're. All right, cool. All right, we'll get the audio sorted out in a second. I will get back to. Thank you. This is like the mural. It's Holland bamboo, I should say. All right, let's get back to talking about the morass. So, like, basically every year it burns, and so it's a pretty regular thing sometimes like it's set by like somebody sets it on fire, and then most of the time it's natural through through peat, which is very combustionable gas it turns into, and just because it's very very hot, that's how the that's how it starts burning. And so yeah, it happens during the year, like multiple times, especially in August. Like it'll start burning. So it's something that we are kind of used to here. And the fire department does what they can, but sometimes that the burning where it's burning is like so deep in the morass that there's almost nothing you can do about it, and it also becomes super super dangerous for firefighters. And that's why kind of just seemingly kind of burns uncontrollably. But thank you for your question, Chelsea. Rocco Lori says, "Have I met any of the Marley family? No, haven't met any of them. I've seen them in concert, but I haven't met any of them. No, that would be cool. Maybe one day." Lindy Lou, good to see you. Happy Sunday from Oregon. Awesome. All right, let's try to switch. We're going to try to switch the mic back. Not getting any sound from that. Yeah. Okay, we're back. All right, we're gonna try to test the sound here. Sorry about that. No, it's not connecting. All right, we're gonna have to use the built-in mic here. We'll try to fix the other mic so we can kind of cut out some of the background noise. Thank you for being patient and working with me here. All right, continue to go through. Generally speaking, what are the occupancy levels currently in Jamaica in Negril? From what I hear and talking to other hoteliers, it seems to be like the summer is pretty good. It's here, travelers like we have, we're running a very high occupancy, and so um, it's going well for us. Like the June and July for us is it's like super booked out for whatever reason. And I would assume like other hotels are the same, are doing pretty good for the summer. Even the Minister of Tourism in, I want to say, in like late first quarter, January, maybe February, March, he was saying like the summer is looking fantastic and looking really good. So If that kind of has been shown to be true as a matter of fact. So hopefully, no more other global crises, and we can get through and have a good summer. Miss Parker says, "Did you move out there with family or alone?" Sure. So no, I moved out here with family. So what brought me here was a family business here, Travelers, and my dad started this back in '94, and me and my brothers officially took over about 11 years ago after I finished grad school. And so after that, I moved here in 2006 after undergraduate. So I'm just trying to get my timeline straight here. So after undergraduate, I moved here and moved with because of the family business and with my family. So that's what made me move from New York. My dad is Jamaican, by the way. Sheila says they also say Ghana reminds them of Jamaica, which is why I continue. Yeah, I heard the same thing. I heard the same thing. Um, Alfonso, hey man, welcome. Good to see you in here. He says, Throp, I think you should highlight the major events starting tomorrow to the 17th at the convention center. Represent from over 150 countries will be there talking investments in Jamaica. Yeah, I was actually considering going, but I got so much to catch up here with the channel and everything. It's just kind of not worth it. If I was in a more stabilized position, so to speak, in terms of getting the content out and where the company is, I would definitely have gone out there. It would have been great, but I just canceled it. But I will put it out, and so people know. I'm gonna write that down. So I'll post that in the community page. Thank you for that, Alfonso. All right, we're just trying to get the mic set up again. All right, see, okay. Thank you, Chelsea. Yeah, the painting. This is Holland bamboo in the back. The painting in the back. Captain Brown, how you doing? This is how the MBJ renovations come along. Oh my gosh, they're beautiful. Even when I was leaving, what airport would I compare that to? It's super modern. Put it that way. The departure lounge is very modern. All right, we're gonna try the mic again. One sec. All right, still working through it. You wanna try it again? God, I just said that whole thing.
Still now?
No, I was on mute.
All right, try again. Let me see if it's going.
I went through like a whole speech about the
And
Club
nobody not
Obey.
hear that?
Nobody heard anything. All right, I'm gonna have to say it again.
See if it might go right there.
Okay, all right, let's try the mic again. One second.
Okay, go, go.
All right, I guess I gotta say that whole thing again. Sorry about that. All right, so we're talking about Club Obey, and so with Club Obey, you get it's basically like we don't have a what do you call it? Global entry or a TSA pre-check here. So this is like the closest thing to it. So if you're going through Club Mobay, I don't know how much it costs. I feel like it's like between $30 and $50. If somebody else knows, please let me know. But you get to basically skip the main security line. I'm speaking specifically for Montego Bay, and sometimes that line is extremely long. You still have to go through the same security measures as everyone else, but the line is much, much shorter. And then once you get past that line, then you have access to the lounge. So if you have a priority pass, which a lot of credit cards are associated with that priority pass, then you have access to the Mobay, Club Mobay, or Club Kingston. And again, to me, the biggest perk, yes, it's great, yes, the lounge, but to me, the biggest perk, especially if you're late, is skipping that. Is skipping that security line. It's huge, huge, huge plus. So that's what I was saying. But more than happy to repeat. Okay. Seeing start with a comment that Alfonso made. All right, let me go back up to that.
Still no luck. Cigarette.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? There we go. Okay. Oh no, that's the. All right, so we'll hop into the Alfonso's question. So he says, I just want to make sure everybody got this. I don't know how long I was on mute for. It says, drop the World Free Zone Conference is a major game changer for Jamaica. These are the big names in global trade from around the world. They see Jamaica as a hub for global trade, all eyes. So I was saying with that is it's like Alfonso's definitely absolutely right on that. And even before, I remember maybe a couple months ago, you were just telling me about the importance of the budget debate and how it was directly related to this. And it seems like that's the direction that Jamaica is going in, and hopefully we stay on this path. And it seems like an amazing opportunity that can really change the economy of the country for the long-term future. And it seems that the leadership in power now is like really, really focused on that. So again, more than happy to repeat myself on that. The Browns soundtrack salary getting cut. All right. I think I got all the comments. I'm just kind of making sure. I'm just going to mute, so cut out these background noise while I search the comments. All right, what we're going to do is, like, while we work this out, I'm going to put a video on for you guys. And sorry for all the people who left that are going to miss this. I should have put this on while we were doing this whole transition. But this is actually a drone. This is actually from a drone shot that we did this morning, just a few hours ago. So we're going to go through this. I mean, you guys can watch this, and we're going to try and work out the sounds while we do this. But enjoy the drone footage.
I belong to you. I belong to you. Do just what you want. You're the one I trust. And I always be around when I need some loving, baby. No one else. Yeah. Let you down.
All right, we're back. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Conway says, "You are a focused individual and tremendous asset for the positive promotion of Jamaica. I salute you. Keep up the good work." Thank you so much, Conway. Happy Sunday, Sandra. Oh, yeah, smash that like button. Appreciate that. Shit. Sheila. Shalia. Sorry, I think I was saying your name wrong before. Hope you enjoyed that. That was a little drone break. Ryan says, like the Parasail tour. Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you, Ingrid. Closest thing to heaven, beautiful. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Chelsea. Glad you enjoyed that. Good thing we put that in place. Give us a little break. want to have more of those videos actually. All right, and you guys heard the sound. I think somebody mentioned the singer, so I guess the music did work on the video. So we'll try and get more of those types of videos. Andrew says, show them what they're missing. Stunning views. This could be a thing. I think so too. Gotta have more of my lunch here. You're welcome. Linda Fraser, good question. What are the regulations for drones in Negril? So there's actually regulations for Jamaica as a whole. So I don't remember what they are, but I know you need to go to like the Aviation Association or something like that. It's pretty much international standards. So technically, you need a license to fly your drone here, and you should be getting permission. And then also keep in mind, Negril does have an airport, so you need to be careful of that. So I forget what the size of the drone, but there's I don't know if you know about drones with the DJI Mini. Which is like a very small drone that fits in like the palm of your hand. You don't need a license to fly that anywhere, as far as I know. But here, you're technically supposed anything bigger than that, you're technically supposed to have a license. But I'm okay. I've been okay. Shalia says, in Negril, I took a glass bottom boat to an island, had grilled lobster on the beach. Yeah, that's UBK Island, otherwise known as Cat Island. And that's probably maybe half hour, 35 minutes from, if you went from Travelers to the island, I would show it to you, but it's pouring out. Not pouring, but it's a little rainy and gusty out there. But yeah, that's probably I would say that's like probably one of the easiest tours that you can do in Negril is to do that tour, because there's glass bottom boats like pretty much all along the beach, and you can like literally just decide, whatever day you want to go out there. All right, we're gonna switch cameras here. All right, cool. We got that one. Quality is a little bit better. And we're gonna get a second camera up and running in a second. This mic's not working, but as long as you can hear me, And it's not too bad as far as the background noise. No problem. All right. Funbringer says, we know the NIS is for people who are employed in Jamaica. What would an employee need to apply for this? So you, like, as an employer, you pay, you contribute to the, you I should know this percentage, but like you contribute to the employees NIS fund, which I honestly don't. I should know the percentage, but I don't know. But it's already in a spreadsheet calculated already. So that's why I don't know the number off my head. Um, so Andrew is asking, can you explain about the conference in November? Sure. So we're doing it's called RopX. So essentially it's an investment conference, I would say, more or less. And if you're like interested in moving to Jamaica, investing in Jamaica, living in Jamaica, I would say this is the conference for you. And the way I look at it is a way for you to say dip your toe in the water and to find out about more information about living here and about moving here. And we're gonna have, and it's pretty much being driven by you, the subscribers, which is pretty awesome, I think. And it's going to be a total of from the 10th to the 14th of November. Let me make sure I got those dates correct. Yeah, 10th to the 14th. So Thursday to Monday. And it's an opportunity to meet many of the podcast guests that I've had on. They are going to be the main panelists on there. In addition to that, it's also going to be a lot of professional services whom I already have had on the show and have been podcast guests, and you'll have access to them. We're also going to have banks there as well, and even government agencies. I know people wanted to talk to people about education and talk to principals and get somebody from the Ministry of Education so they can understand the future of education in Jamaica, as well as what school may be like for their children if they were to move here and if they're a young family. So I'm trying to encompass as much as possible in terms of the process of moving down here and what may be required, and I'm trying to think through everything that you might need or might consider, and to have those services here. Yeah, move the camera. To have those services here, for you to like basically be in direct interaction with them. That's the rain. Just wanted to show you that before you move the camera. Just move it on. Moving stuff around. Again, thank you for everybody's patience and for working with me. We're just trying to get set up here with the crazy rain that we have going on here. But more or less, that's what the conference is, and I'm trying to make it. I'm not trying to make it like have hundreds of people here or anything like that. I'm really trying to make it a very small, intimate setting. I think the most I want to have is 80 people. And to me, that way, like the way I think about it is like it gives me more of an opportunity to interact with every single person and hopefully build a relationship with every single person that comes to the conference, and don't want to have it to be like this situation where like nobody has like not many people have access to me. Like I don't want that at all. So a very small, intimate setting, and really for you to like just get on the ground information about, say, investing in property here or living here or moving here, and hearing from people who've already done it, hearing from the experts who facilitate the process in their respective fields. So even if you're thinking about buying a used car, a new car, property, renting, all these different services we are going to have available. On top of that, we're taking one day to do I would say a tour of Negril, if you will, and just go around and seeing different both commercial and real estate properties that are available for purchases. And then also, if you're more into rentals, we can also see what like a typical rental in a gated community is like as well. Especially if you're looking to do like Airbnb. I think that's a big thing that people are interested in as well. So hope that answers your question, Andrew. And as soon as the website is up again, it should be within the next 2 weeks, getting it out to the community, getting it out to all of you. All right. Captain Brown says very similar to FAA regulations. As far as I know, with the drone regulations, yes, that's absolutely right. Linda Fraser says interesting. We have a license and a larger drone. Oh, check into permission before we come in October. Yeah, technically you should have a license. I would assume an international license applies here. Like if you get one for example, the States or Canada, I feel like it would apply for it apply here as well. That's the second can. All right, we're gonna try and get a wider lens on there. Yeah, this suggestion has come up before to put out a live stream webcam on the beach. Um, yeah, I know Coco La Palm does that. I believe Treehouse does that as well. Definitely something that I would consider doing at some point. Good suggestion, Don. Thank you. Leon says, Wallace says, happy to be with you again. You always make me feel as if I'm out of the negative state of the UK for a couple of hours. Blessings. My pleasure. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Good to be back. Very, very happy to be back. When are you going to interview your brother? Good question. All right. We'll try and get him if he wants to do it. If he wants to come on, I'll be more than happy to have him on. More than happy to have him on as a guest. We'll put him in the rotation. I'm going to write that down, make a note of that. Cat's Camp says, I am Jamaican, resident of Florida by way of New York. I was just at the bank in JA. It wore me out, sigh, but a small sacrifice in my opinion. You are a representative for Negril. Thank you, Chess. Chess says, I wish we had a representative like you in each parish. Bring back positive vibes to the island. My pleasure, honestly. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you so much. But yes, that is what Negril is looking like right now after the rain. It's calming down, but we can't go out there right now. No good, no good. I have two brothers here in Jamaica that are both part of the business here. I'll try to get one on. No promises. No promises at all. That's your boat? Yeah, that's the CB. So that's the glass bottom boat that's associated with the dive shop that we have here. So you can go diving here at Travelers. All right, ready for you. On your way. Okay. Any other questions you have? I'm trying to eat and do this live at the same time. I know I'm not exactly the epitome of health here, but I'm getting hungry. I'm Grant asked, do I live in Jamaica? Yes, I live here. I've been living here 16 years now, just over 16 years. Funbringer says, have you had any subscribers stay at Travelers? Tons. It's kind of crazy, actually. Very, very crazy. Like literally every single week, I meet a subscriber that came here because of the channel. Every single week, or none. I would say that's been happening the last few months, which is pretty insane. So thank you all for your support. You know, some people just come by to have a drink. Some people just come by to grab a bite to eat. And I appreciate it all. Really, really, really do. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And like I said earlier, I am very honored and happy to meet every single one of you, whether you see me here or running in the park in Prospect Park. I'm more than happy to say hello. Even met somebody while I was in Vegas, as a matter of fact, at a concert. So that was really cool and gave me and my friends drinks. Appreciated that. Captain Brown says, I'm definitely here for the investment talks. Could you give me an idea of the average cost of a 1 acre empty commercial land over there? So let me get a chip before I answer. All right. It depends. It really depends. So, and this is just ballpark, just to give you an idea. Like, if you were to buy, on average, and I'm getting this from another hotelier who's a lot more senior than I am, and that has been here and has been in business for quite some time. He told me that you can pretty much call it $1 million US per acre if you're on the beach road, on the beach, $1 million per acre. And I would more or less say that if you're going to put something on the beach, I would consider that commercial property. So hopefully that's to give you an idea, a ballpark idea of what the cost of commercial real estate here is in Negril. That's my best and most accurate answer. I hope that helps, Captain Brown. Andrew asked, any good places you would you'd recommend? Tons. I think that's one thing that Negril does have, is that they have really, really good restaurants. I go to Skylark probably 2 to 3 times a week. And so I really enjoy that place. Shirella Inn, really, really good restaurant. Usually go there for Sunday breakfast. That's kind of like one of the staples in Negril. So you'll see a lot of expats and Negril residents go to Shirella Inn. They have great croissants, good coffee, and that's one of my favorite. They have good dinner as well. One of my favorite breakfast places, but they also have good dinner. Catch a Falling Star is another great restaurant on the West End. The restaurant is called Ivan's, as a matter of fact. Coletta's on the beach. It's like a very, very small restaurant, but very well known for their breakfast. Really, really good. Super, super affordable. Like, so cheap, and you'll be super full. Less than $1,000 Jamaican, that is, for a breakfast. Probably talking maybe $5-6 for like a full-on breakfast, and like you might struggle to finish. So it's like really good portions. And then also there's one on the West End. I'm forgetting the name of it. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna do a restaurant series anyway in Negril, so I'll make sure to incorporate all of these. But those are the ones that I can think of off the top of my head that I will co-sign on all of those. Funkbringer, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Salute you again. Sorry I missed you while you were here. Always appreciate your donations. Always appreciate your support. Thank you so much. I'm glad. The reason I asked you if you live there because you said you rent an apartment there. So yeah, tell me about it. But yeah, I do live here and I'm still renting. Brian says so many places, great places to eat. You're right. You're right. Extabby is another good place to eat. Great seafood, great lobster. Um, Just Natural is another place to eat on semi deep West End. It's very nice as you move past the lighthouse and you go into like deep West End. Just Natural, which is like all natural food and organic food, really nice. Um, that's run by Christine Tyson. Highly recommend there. And then also the Cliffs Hotel, which is it's I guess it's a higher end restaurant, but I did a brunch there, maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago, and it was very nice. Great food, great chef there as well. Well, like I said, we are going to do a restaurant series at some point, and we'll get into all the fine nitty-gritty details of that. Miss Mac says, I'm a subscriber and will be there in 2 weeks with my family. Awesome. Look forward to seeing you here. Miss Mac, I will be here. You're welcome, Captain Brown. Rajni Gagnon says, I loved your hotel. I was there in April and in May. The service, the restaurant, 5 stars all the way. Thank you for the channel, 5 stars too. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Thank you for staying with us. And thank you for supporting the channel. Lester Boyo, I'm thinking about starting a business in Negril. Where would you start? What kind of business? Let's get some more details. I don't want to answer this in a blanket way. If I could have some more details. What kind of business are you thinking of starting? Skylark is so good. Yes, that's where I go there like 2 to 3 times a week. They know us quite well. Forgot about Rock House. I heard Rock House is okay. Yeah, Rock House is good. Rock House is good. Skylark's sister property. Julia says, would you say the higher elevations and our interior bush area are historically less hurricane damage? I mean, from a topographical standpoint, I would think so. But then, with the torrential rain, I would say the concern would be maybe landslides and flooding. Whereas, like here on the beach, we've had our damage before, but I mean, we've been very lucky, and my dad did a good job of kind of strategically setting up the hotel in a very protective way, like really protecting the middle of the hotel. So we've been very lucky in that sense. And then also the way Negril is, at least a Long Bay where my hotel is, it's like a huge cove. It's like a huge cove. And then behind us where the morass is I don't know what the name of them. I guess you can call them the Green Shell Mountains, but those are the mountains those mountains really slow down hurricanes and protect us as well. So we've had significant damage here in Negril as a whole, generally during hurricanes. But I would like to say, like, more or less, we've been very lucky. So I can't answer your question directly, but those are just kind of my thoughts and also experience of being here on the beach as it relates to hurricanes. Island Tech Boy, awesome job, my man. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, Island Tech Boy. Okay, Lester Boyo, going back to your question about opening a business, he says he's thinking about opening a restaurant / villa. I would say the first thing I would say is like come up with a concept, that, and I would encourage you to have or bring a concept to the table that doesn't exist here and think outside the box. I think Negril is poised from, even though we have a lot of great restaurants, we could do with more. I promise you. Like, there's a lot of room for other restaurants here in Negril. And so I would say from a restaurant perspective and even a villa perspective, don't do what somebody else is doing here. Don't do what another product that exists here already with a restaurant or a villa. You want to come with something different. You want to, wherever you're coming from, you're going to bring together like all of your worldly experience and be able to add something new, add something of a different value and different caliber to Negril, and you do well. And of course, you want to do well at it. You want to have good quality food and good service at the end of the day, but also the theme and ambiance is also important as well. So that's where I would say you would start. And same thing with the villa idea. Do something different. Don't do what something that's already existing here, or do something that you already see here. I'm not saying you won't do well or you won't be successful. I just think diversification is really the way to go in terms of bringing new business here, new business ideas. So that's my best advice to you. Thank you for the question. Oops, I skipped. Elvis B says, stay away from margarita if you want a decent meal. Food is below average and staff needs some. I shouldn't even be putting that up there. But that's one person's opinion. I'm Grant asks, where do you see Jamaica in 5 years? I'll say Jamaica is on a really, really good path. This is probably the most confident I've been in Jamaica. I would say that in the last 5 years, it's the most confident I've been in Jamaica, and I continue to be bullish on Jamaica, especially when you start looking at the amount of investment that's going into Jamaica from a hospitality and a hotel perspective. There are so many millions and billions, I should say billions of dollars that are coming into Jamaica. The developments that are happening in the West here alone from a hotel perspective is just incredible, and I've never seen it like this before. And so that is something that gives me a lot of confidence in the market. That's something that gives me a lot of confidence in future investment that is happening here. And as we're talking about the logistics hub that is seemingly will be coming on board, and people, and when I say people, I'm talking about Fortune 500 companies are really looking, and these big multinational companies are really looking at Jamaica as this major potential logistics hub, and people are investing and betting heavy on that. And so and again, I'm coming from a very biased opinion. I live here. I have a vested interest in here. I'm invested here, but at the same time, we're talking about the facts and we're talking about the evidence that is being presented to us, and it looks extremely good in that sense. So I hope in the next 5 years, I hope to see a lot more infrastructure as far as roadways and connectivity throughout the island, because of course that really promotes commerce and that really promotes economy around the island. The more that you can get around any location, the better the economy of that country or city is going to be. Hope that answers your question, Grant. Thumbs up, bullish. That's where I am as far as the future of Jamaica in the next 5 years of Jamaica. Donna Bryce says, I know that travel is not all inclusive. What would be a reasonable estimate for cost of dining in Negril daily ballpark figure? Entrees, I would say, you're probably looking at $20 for an entree if you're looking at dinner on average. Like if you're going to like a Rock House, Skylark, even here at Travelers, that's probably around ballpark figure. But if you're going to like a Coletta's, Just Natural, even Corner Bar, you can get like a full-on meal. You may not have the ambiance of being on the beach here at Travelers or being on the cliffside at Rock House, but the food is fantastic and you get value for money, and you will have a full belly, and you're probably talking about like $5, less than $5, and it's really good food. It's really good Jamaican local food, and you can't go wrong with those places. And maybe I'm also going to include that into the restaurant and food video as well. So that's two different sides of the spectrum, so to speak. Susan Gordon, welcome. Good to see you. So I'm going to eat some more chips here. All right, Andrew says, my house is a bit higher up, and the worst thing is because it's windy at times and blows down the banana or plantain trees occasionally. Other than that, it's 7 minutes from 7 miles and beautiful. Invest now. Amazing. That sounds like you have a beautiful garden and a beautiful view up there, man. Awesome. Congrats. Good stuff. CJ says, Winthrop stopped by to hail you up a few. Can we eat all 3 meals of travelers even if we aren't staying there? Absolutely. Absolutely. You're more than welcome to stop by and come and have a meal. We'd love to have you. Sharon Thompson says, keep up the great work on Showcasing Jamaica. I've watched all your videos. One, love my brother, great work. I will come to your hotel whenever I'm Negril. Awesome. Looking forward to meeting you, Sharon. Thank you for the support of the channel. Really, really appreciate that. All the videos. To watch all the videos. Amazing. Funkbringer says, with that being said about the forecast on the upcoming half decade for Jamaica, what markets would you suggest someone interested in investing in Jamaica Stock Exchange should consider? First of all, this is not financial advice. Second, I would honestly divert the question to German Fancy, who I've had on the podcast. She's like very, very well knowledgeable about the Jamaica stock market and Jamaica Stock Exchange and where to invest. And I'm actually planning on having somebody come in from Victoria Mutual, who's a wealth manager as well, and who's much more versed in these topics. And that's going to be in an upcoming podcast episode. And I'm going to write your question down in front of you about that. So sorry I'm not answering your question directly, but I want to get you the most accurate information possible. Captain Brown said, I was surprised how fast that new highway on the east side of the island of Jamaica was being built the last time I was there. Yeah, they're really putting these roadways together. And then they're also looking to do a couple of bypasses coming to Negril, as a matter of fact. I mean, I hope that happens sooner rather than later. That would be huge, humongous. Susan Gordon says, I can't wait to move back to Jamaica. I hope that happens sooner rather than later for you, Susan. Shalia says, the grill's ambiance is enough for me. You are welcome, Donna. My pleasure. Boyo says, do you know any good hotels, villas beside your own that would be able to hold a family of 5? Yeah, there are a ton. A lot of the ones that I mentioned, Rock Houses, well, I would say probably Skylark if you're doing family of 5. Skylark is probably better, but even, look at the Rock House. Shirella Inn is good. Tree House is good. Coca La Palma is good. These are all on the beach that I'm mentioning. Villa Sumier on the west end is a really nice villa. And the Negril doesn't have a ton of villas, to be honest. There are some slowly coming on board, but we're not traditionally known as a villa location. There's a new one on the beach. I forget the name of it, but it's right next to White Sands. But it is. I've never been inside, but it's absolutely gorgeous. That's on the beach. But yeah, there's a handful of villas, but definitely more small hotels. Natalie Holmes says, I'm at Coletta's most days during my visit, 1 to 2 times per day, runs me less than $28. Really, really great place. Can't big up Coletta's or recommend Coletta's enough. Can you put a link for travelers? Sure. Throw that in there. I'll star that and put that up there. Miss you too, Susan. Good to see you. I'm glad. I'm always nervous when I hear about all those foreign entities investing in Jamaica because it does Doesn't oh I think you meant it doesn't always benefit the people of Jamaica. People can't survive there with wages. Yeah, I mean it depends, in terms of like the wages and what they pay. It really depends on the company. Some companies pay really good. I've heard of one new foreign investor company that is paying really, really good salary. I don't even know if it's true, but it's like ridiculous. Like they're paying higher than US, way higher than US minimum wage, to be honest. But that's one company. So I guess it really depends which companies coming in here and what their standards and what their protocols are. Actually, it says prefer Negril expressly for the smaller inns and homey vibes. Yeah, that is definitely what Negril is about. All right, I think we're going to start winding down. I'm starting to get hungry and I can't survive off of M&Ms and Doritos all day. Any last minute questions you have, please let me know. Of course, you ask a big question there, Grant. Thank you. So I'm actually going to do a video on the healthcare system from the perspective of my experience. Because I've had multiple running related injuries since I've been here. I've torn ligaments. I've got my eye split open here playing basketball. Back of my head split open from being stupid with my brother. I got PRP shots a couple of months ago in my knee. Did an MRI here. Had COVID here. What else have I had? I got diagnosed with glaucoma here. Very good eye care here, and have to deal with glaucoma for the rest of my life. Got my glasses prescription. Now I wear contacts, have glasses, and so I went through all these progressive health ailments, I guess you could call it, and they were all diagnosed and prescribed and dealt with here. In my opinion, very professional, and more importantly, way affordable. Way affordable. Even my MRI, which I looked up, like many MRIs in the States, it's like $5,000. I paid, and my insurance didn't cover it, so I had to end up paying $340 for my MRI here, because I didn't have insurance, so it would have been way less if my insurance had covered it at the time. But I changed policy, so it didn't cover. So that's the video that I'm going to be doing in the near future. Once I got to start rolling out these podcasts, but I plan on doing that over the summer, just because a lot of this stuff has happened, and I think most of the things that happen to me is not going to really happen to a normal person. Like, going to do all this stupid stuff that, not stupid, but just doing different things that come from just being an athlete and running marathons, right? And even going to physical therapy. There are downsides to it for sure. Don't get me wrong. We're talking about, sometimes you have to travel very far to get certain services, especially living here in Negril. That's probably less so if you were living in Kingston. These services are probably at your fingertips access. What else would I say would be a negative? I would say one thing that we lack, and I'll say specifically here in the West, is emergency care, trauma care. Is not very good. It's not very timely, I should say. And because we don't have a hospital here in Negril, it's a very far way to travel to, in a car accident, any sort of, crazy lacerations or whatever have you, to travel 40 minutes. Every minute counts in situations like that. Unfortunately, we don't have one now, even though a hospital is being built now. That's literally across the street from Travelers. I don't know the types of services that they're going to be offering, but these are just been my experiences, and this would be the basis of the healthcare video that I'll be doing shortly in the future. Hope that helps answer your question, and Grant, thank you for that. Let's see. Elvis says, do you think Kingston is being overdeveloped? From what I understand, no. There is a major housing need in Kingston, and it continues to be built out. A lot of people, I would say, it's becoming. A lot of people would be saying unaffordable, because the demand is so high for these houses, and a lot of people are living and commuting from Port Moore and even Spanish Town. They're commuting to Kingston because it is becoming extremely expensive and unaffordable for some people. But it doesn't seem like the demand seems to be there. That's what I can say. And when you think about like the logistics hub that we talked about earlier and the foreign direct investment that's coming into Jamaica, it seems like, from my perspective and the interviewing and the investigative journalism that I've been doing, so to speak, it seems like it's needed and the demand is there. Ebony X says, I remember you did a video on a clinic you visited. That's how you came on my feed. Oh, really? That's awesome. Yeah, I did a video on the from eye care, professional eye care, which they have a I was going to say theater. They have a branch in Frome, like literally in the middle of the cane field, and I show that in the video. Oh, thank you for watching that. That's awesome. That's how you found me. Chilia says America's healthcare costs are outrageous. Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. Like some of like pay, I'm like, I venture to say like many of the services that you can pay for, that you pay maybe a deductible in America, and you can pay for the full service in cash here, and it will probably be less. Like, no joke. Donna Bryce says, I paid for my dad's CT scan recently in Kingston. I was pleasantly surprised by costs. $185 Canadian, excellent diagnostic imaging. Yeah, I did this in my dad's CT scan a couple of weeks ago, and we did insurance, but it didn't even cost that much. We did it in Sav at Royal Medical, and yep, same thing. So that's another great point, Donna. Saying great point on healthcare and the type of services that are available and offered here. I will definitely do a healthcare video. Chelsea says, thank you, Throck, for debunking the idea about Jamaican healthcare system. You're welcome. No problem. I will definitely do a healthcare video, a fully detailed healthcare video in the future. Captain Brown says, how long do you think the traffic system in JA will take to get better and more modern as JA grows? I ask because the news of all the horrible accidents that happen over there travels to foreign. Yeah, I think like, I know we talk a lot about like the crime and the violence that's happening here, but like to me, this is like one of like the main like so preventable situations is the traffic fatalities that we have. It's like it's insane. Like here, we're lucky in Negril. They put measures in place. We have these what do you call this? These rubber bumps. I forget what. Again, because I'm hungry, brain's not working. These rubber bumps in the like throughout the Negril Boulevard, and then we have medians, pedestrian medians, and then we have also 4 traffic lights in Negril, and it's really slowed down the road fatalities that we've had here. And I can tell you from the perspective of travelers, we used to have, I'd say once every 6 weeks, once every month, we have a fatality or near fatality in front of our property because just 2 S curves came right to where our property is, from Beach Club coming down to about Coral Seas. And now that those measures have been put in place, it's like way down. I only can think of, there's been accidents, don't get me wrong, but I only can think of one fatal accident that has happened. And from what I understand, it was a guy on a motorcycle and he didn't see the median and he crashed into it. Unfortunately, he lost his life. And that speaks to like, we need reflectors on the medians, and we don't have like a good sustainability plan when we have these good ideas that put into place. Even the cat eyes on the road, like those need to be replaced on a consistent basis. But to answer your question, I don't know. I don't know when this is going to happen. It's just one of those things, like when I was talking about earlier about being persistent. That's one thing that I've learned, even from a lobbying standpoint, that if you have something that you want to get done, or that you know that it's going to save lives, like you have to keep beating that drum just constantly. Put a reminder in your phone, like call the ministry, write a letter to the ministry. And it's better to do this through organizations, larger organizations like the Chamber of Commerce or in my case, the Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Association. Thank you for the question, Captain Brown. Nathan Nelson, thank you so much for the donation, man. Really appreciate it. He says, I stopped by the property on the 5th of May and was told you're in Mobay. Went to your restaurant, but we decided on Rick's. The sea grapes were amazing, though. Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate the donation. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed Rick's. Did you jump? Let's see what else we got here. Aminiac says, I took my mom to a private hospital in Mandeville while I was there last summer, and I was very surprised at the affordable cost. And I heard Mandeville Hospital is actually good. I've heard multiple people say that. I don't have any experience there, but I've heard multiple people say that. Happy to hear it was affordable. Julia says, is there a public water system or is there being delivered by truck in most areas? Water system, mainly water system in Negril. I can say I don't know about other areas or other parts of the country. We have city water coming in, very consistent, very good. Of course, except for when we had the strike however many weeks ago. That was the only time like water trucks were zipping up and down the road in a long time. So usually pretty good, I would say. NWC is pretty good. It's very expensive. Rivaling JPS, to be honest. Very, very expensive. I don't know how that started to happen, but yeah, we got to get these utility costs down in Jamaica as well. That's also what's driving up the cost of living here like crazy. It's for another day. Kingston 16 is asking dental care costs. I went, and last time I went to dentist was a couple of years ago. Got my teeth cleaned. I didn't have insurance at the time. I don't think I paid $100, honestly. $100 US. I don't think I paid $100 US. But I would double check on that. I was going to put that in the notes as well. So I'll make sure I include that in the cost of the healthcare cost. This was outside looking like. You're welcome, M. Grant. Marie D says, crime is in America is out of control. Yeah, this is crazy stuff going on there. Shalia, thank you. Yes, it is lunchtime for me, I think. I think we are going to start closing off there. But thank you all so much. It's so awesome to be back. Thank you all so much for joining. I probably won't do the second live this week, but I'm hoping the following week we'll get that second live and just work through the concept. But I definitely want to be doing this at least one more time because I really do enjoy these interactions because like I learned a lot like from you all, and then it also gives me work to do in terms of what you're looking for and what you're interested in. And I'm like, the more I can do that, the more value I can get, and the better opportunity that I have to get feedback directly from you, the audience, you, the subscribers. So I want to be able to do that, and again, just bring maximum value to the table here. So you're welcome, everybody. Thank you. Lesma, thank you for hopping in. Camille, dinner time. You're welcome. And I'm going to leave it there. Thank you all. We get almost 2.5 hours. It's been a while. I had a great trip. Thank you for hopping in this. And we're going to be back here next Sunday again. So we'll be here at 12 o'clock. I'm going to try to keep it 12 o'clock Jamaica time every single Sunday. We're going to make sure that we have it. We're going to make sure that we're going to be on time. That's my commitment. And I'll have probably more of an agenda next week. I just kind of wanted to make this more of a catch up than anything else, which was fantastic. And it was great hearing from you guys, getting your questions. And I'm going to reach all of these questions that you had that I have written down here, dealing with NIX, TRN, taxes, etc. Like, I'm going to answer all of them all in the community page, so you can look out for them this week. Thank you again. Thank you again, everybody. Have a great week. Enjoy the rest of your Sundays. And for those across the pond, have a good night and sleep tight.